Well, I'm Aaron Ryan. I'm an author. I've been an author since probably 1981. It's a long time ago. I was given an assignment in second grade by my second grade teacher, and it was just this really crude, construction paper wrap, college line, 3-hole punch paper, and really crude elementary stick figure drawings in second grade, and I called it The Electric Boy. And it was a simple, rudimentary story that wasn't gonna go anywhere. I just remember thinking as a kid, wow, I wrote a story. I love telling stories. As a voiceover artist, I get to tell other people's stories, which is pretty cool. But I much prefer telling my own. I like having a dual track of being a storyteller, but cut all the auditions away and the jobs that I get paid to voice. I'm the voice of United Healthcare, for example. Get those done, and I'm back at the computer telling my own stories, and there's nothing like it. I wasn't going to go the audiobook route for my own books, but man, when I'm out at vendor markets and craft fairs, there's astonishingly so many people that just simply don't hold a book in their hands anymore, and they don't have a Kindle. And they're like, man, I'm trucking, I'm out driving, and I listen to stories that way. So I said I better record audiobooks. So I did record all of them. And as I started doing it, I fell in love with that process. But it is fun to do. I look back fondly now on the audiobooks that I recorded that I did not want to record. I'm grateful that I did. Yeah, so I mean, as far as writing goes, I'm very organic. There's two different thoughts. And two different processes for writers. One is a pantser, and that's very organic. They fly by the seat of their pants. And that's very much me. I'm just kind of, I have to kind of go with the flow and see where the story leads me. The other people, it seems a little bit kind of, I don't know, it seems like too much work for the plotters or the planners who use index cards and flow charts and bullet points galore. And it's like too much work. I want to just get into the story. Now, that isn't to say that I don't have notes ahead of my running narrative that kind of give me a forward axis or give me directional vectors to go, here's a milestone and here's a mile marker, and that way. I think you can overplan too, and then people get stuck in analysis paralysis, like they're frozen, they don't know where to go, and I want more freedom than that. I do write my stories in order. I think chronologically, just going from start to finish, anything else seems in my mind to be a little bit of a deviation and is cause for plot holes, inadvertent plot holes, and creating gaps in the running narrative. Those books, I want them to be flawless. They were anything but, all of them. And I find that the errors, even I write it, and then if I catch an error, I'll correct it right away. I go and do a final read, and I catch errors there, and I'll fix them there. My editor will go through, she'll correct any errors and she'll change, and then I'll incorporate her edits, and then I'll do the audiobook. And the audiobook is where I find the final errors as I'm reading it, and I was like, dude, really? There's still this many errors in here? It's so irritating. But it is the final process where you just go, wow, and you unearth all kinds of just anomalies and artifacts and mistakes. What kills me is I thought I was done. I think every book is just a natural evolution, and you just try as hard as you can to get it as good as you can. I am working on book number 35 right now, and that's turning out to be a big challenge. Well, I am much more cinematically inspired than I am literarily inspired. So I'll get ideas usually from cinema, and then I'll evolve them. I mean, I think, Ecclesiastes talks about there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's been done has been done before. And so, it's like, great, thanks a lot, completely unoriginal. But we all take inspiration from other artists, other sources, other, testaments to other artists that they've left behind. But I'm by nature a sci-fi author. I really love science fiction. Dystopian, post-apocalyptic, pre-apocalyptic, disaster, historical fiction. I've written all of those, and they're very different from each other. Pre-apocalyptic is very different from post-apocalyptic, because post-apocalyptic, you're picking up the pieces and you're clinging to hope. Pre-apocalyptic, like a disaster book like The Slide, there is no hope. There's a supermassive black hole on the way to the Milky Way, and we're done. right? Our time is up, and have a nice life for the next 5 minutes. It's on its way, and it's going to eat everything. So then it's misery and dread. And how do you? It's hope, but it's a different color. It's a different flavor of hope. So Dissonance, I'm very proud to say, Dissonance has been adapted for the screen. It's being pitched to streaming networks right now. Anyway, that is the greatest hope for any author, is to have your book on screen. So yeah, I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm excited to see when it goes there. Well, I always invite people to visit authoraaronryan.com, and all the books and the socials and interwebs are all listed there. Right now I'm working on book number 35 called The Phoenix Experiment. It's a dystopian book set in the 25th century on a ship called the Origin, which is orbiting Earth, and it's a paranormal thriller. So really excited about it. It's a different style of writing for me, so I really appreciate the challenge. So I'm enjoying that one. And then I've got my next series lined up called the Talisman series. So I'm playing the cards close to the chest, so won't say much about that one, but the covers look awesome. Here's what I would give as advice to any budding authors is don't hang your hat on reviews or endorsement or purchases. I was given a phrase that has been of such immeasurable support to me by a former voiceover artist agent. She said, someone's endorsement of you, or lack thereof, has very little to do with your trajectory. I love the phrase, you can't steer your car by the rearview mirror, right? All that stuff's behind you, you're moving forward. So that actually is advice for any career. If you've got your eyes set on something that you really truly want to do, don't look back. Just keep going forward. Don't worry about what anybody says.